Hello and welcome back to Saving the Western Roman Empire from enemies north, south, east and west. Well, north, east and west. There's no southern enemies now. We dealt with the Berbers, but that's beside the point. When you joined us last, we had taken Athens and then beaten off the Saxons up near Campus Frisi, something like that. What I might do is look for some spies. Can you get to Campus Frisi? Yeah. Let's send some spies over to... what's it called? Saxony. Yeah, that's the one. That diplomat can have a little look. So what I'm thinking is, we could send Marcus the Gambler in to take Campus Frisi, take Vicus Saxonis, and then retire him from service because he's getting pretty disloyal. And I imagine taking out two different factions goes to a person's head after a time. Oh, what I might do is get rid of that sacred circle of Casidius. Very good. You can convert to Christianity. Ooh. Should be fine next turn. Now what I'm going to do, I promised you a battle, didn't say it'd be particularly interesting, but we are going to try and finish off the Franks by taking out Childeric. Should hopefully be the end of them for good this time. War, as the saying goes, is full of false alarms. Thank you, Aristotle.
Before night comes again, this battle will be over.
Whether the day goes well or ill is in our hands. The gods will favour us, those who help themselves. Help those who help themselves. Well, I'll be honest, I'll be disappointed if it ends up as a rout. Questions will be asked. Right, let's set you all on fire at will, as per usual. That looks all very nice. And we'll set everybody up like that. Look at how the music changes as soon as they start marching forward. Right, what should I talk about while I'm waiting for this? I aroused a bit of interest in my talk about mentioning grammar schools a couple of videos back and then not doing. All I was going to say was that it's one of those weird things, like they sound so unfair and so egalitarian. Grammar schools are schools that take on students by manage to select students through ability. Students take an exam of some kind, and then the school can choose to take the student on whether if they want to or not. I think so. The idea of selection sounds really unfair, but when it was tried in practice, like pre-1967, I think, 1964 was the big Wilson Labour government movement, and I watched the electoral coverage of the 1964 election. You can watch them all, they're all on YouTube. So weird to watch, like 50 years ago, this is what television was like. It was really strange. Anyway, grammar schools are odd because they sound really unfair and really like elitist, snobbish, like helping those of middle class and upper class background. But in reality, the results were that when they were abolished, I think legislation was brought in to drastically reduce the number, and they were finally made illegal in 2003, I think it was. But in 1967, I think was a key point in that the number of working class students of working class backgrounds who had gone to a grammar school began to outnumber the number of posh boys that went to public school, and so there were yeah, on that critical year, it was all sort of stopped, and things have never quite been the same since. We have to try now through a kind of almost a affirmative action to try and get working class people into the good universities, especially like Cambridge and Oxford. I put it down to that sort of, yes, it works in practice, but does it work in theory? I believe the school system was split into threes. Like you'd have the grammar schools, which would attempt to take people of all like classes of an academic nature and take them to university. Then you would have the technical colleges, which never really got started. Which is supposed to take like bright people who weren't academically minded and give them trades so they could do something useful. How is victory certain? This is ridiculous. It would help if you're facing the right way, you doofus. That's better. Defeat seems certain. That's more like it. Don't let him get away! This has been a nightmare battle. Gotcha! You're not getting away with that easily.
Let us hope he does not poison
The carrion birds. And secondary moderns were like where you put everybody else, basically. They were really unfair, and nothing was really done about them, and that was a problem with the pre-1967 education system in the UK. But what you might want to do is bring back the old system of grammar schools for academic students and technical colleges for non-academic students. And it's what they do in Germany. This is a weird thing. When East Germany was brought back into West Germany or merged, one of the first things that the East Germans wanted was to get rid of their version of comprehensive schools, where everybody's just lumped in together depending on where you live. Real postcode lottery kind of thing. And they asked to have the West German system of gymnasiums and I don't know what the technical colleges are called. But it's basically like German grammar schools and German technical schools.
Oh, Rome will be amazed at such a victory. The day is ours.
Anyway, it's just funny really, it's actually a lot fairer than the supposed idea of like taking away all forms of like selection, which actually makes the system ludicrously unfair, because it's based upon where you live, where you can afford to live, and how sharp your elbows are, as in how willing you are to be loud and assertive and pushing for where your children go to school. Oh well. I think can't. That's better. That's what we're talking about. Bang! And another one bites the dust. I've not timed the recording today. I forgot to bring my timer with me. But I could stop the video there. But that's it's only the fraction of what I attempt to achieve with this army. How far how long did it take you to get to Vicus Saxonis? Carry on then. Still reasonably loyal. And then once I saw start the Saxons, Burgundians don't look that much of a threat to me. They could turn all these armies around, perhaps keep one without a general, and take them all down to the east, because that's where they will be needed. We've already got the Vandals there, and we've got the Eastern Romans there. Now, you are busy building heavy onagers. What I want to do at some point, if I can afford it, is build Circus Maximus in Rome. Because there should be one there already. I mean, Rome's over 1,000 years old now. You would have thought they had time to build the Circus Maximus. And get some Imperial German bodyguards, because I need to start training new ones. And if you can start training them, then there's surely no limit to the number of governors that you can have. You can have a governor for every settlement, presumably. Anyway, I think that's everything. Oh, I want to see if... No. You maintain that siege, and the next turn we'll take Kyrene. Then we'll start to move towards Campus Fizzy. What else can I do? There's not much I can do now because I did most of it last turn. Just a quick check, see if the Cordova's still unhappy and it's not making me any money. It's all that corruption. That's ludicrous. Him. If I take that corrupt governor out, look how much more money that place makes. I mean, even if I was to lower the tax rate, it's still making about 600, it's still double the profits. So I'll put him on board there and take him to Rome. He might do well. I could give him an army, because that doesn't mean it doesn't matter if you've got sticky fingers and you've got some sticky fingers in the terms of like money sticks to them. I don't know what you were thinking. Dirty minds. It's got like money sticks to the fingers. Doesn't matter. It should matter, because if you've got a corrupt person in charge of a army, they start helping themselves to the troops' pay. Happens a lot in pre-modern armies, which is why good commanders, like 20th century good commanders, are those that weren't corrupt and managed to make sure that supplies and logistics and pay and everything got from where there was the central government to the armies in the field. People like the Duke of Marlborough. Everything's under control, I think. I'm going to press the end turn button now because I don't think there's much more I can do. The Huns. That reminds me. Where are the Huns? There's writing in Tara, but it's one of those friendly types of writing. Nothing happened. There's no point in keeping them around any longer. Look at that money I've got. So we're going to take them, and they're going to go to the continent. Because what I noticed is that Colonial Agrippa has already got quite a sizable Christian presence. Now if I build a ship right there, yeah, it's alright I suppose. And I built a ship right there, yeah, it's alright I suppose. I'm going to go through all these cities and see what I can build. What's it? Is it that button? Yes it is! Ah, hurrah! It's the left bracket and right bracket that goes through. So if they build a dockyard, yeah, it's alright. I'm not seeing anything particularly inspired. If you build a stone wall, you can build dockyards. You're losing trade. Well, that's not right. Medium Laneham. If you build a dockyard as well. Nah, nothing. Dockyards are just such a pain. Huh. I'll build that in Ravenna because that might start to get some Greek trade in. Rome, that's always a good idea. What trade routes have you got? Very little. There's no point in you building a trader. Well, looks good, whatever you're doing. Tarentum. Good show. That's also a good show. Where's Salona? It's always up there. See, they're going to start getting Greek trade in, which is why it's not a bad idea to build docks in those new Greek cities that I've taken. It'll work in the end. Dockyard and Tingy, yeah, why not? I'm feeling rather flush with cash, but I'm not going to waste it there. How much does that add? Yeah, that's not too bad. And the money's spent. It's gone. Doesn't matter if there's a fantastic... Oh, maybe you can build an arena again. Sorry, I cancelled it last time. That's it. There could be the most fantastic money-making scheme, but it's gone. The money's gone. There's writing in Tara. War has been declared on the Burgundians. So the Huns are somewhere over here. No, they're Lombards. So the Huns are somewhere over there. It's a bit out of the way, isn't it? Yeah, go over there and take a closer look. Well, there's a Gothic diplomat. Oh, very good. Let's take you over there. Hopefully the Burgundians don't mind. And if they do mind, well, sucks to them then, doesn't it? There's not really enough troops there to lay siege to Campus Freezing. He can stay on the bridge for the time being. Oh, very good. Faction announcements. New family member. You're stuck with stone walls. Look at those. They've got large stone walls as well. Excellent. I remember because I took them. There's Manius the Mean. Now that's a large army, but it's made up largely of Limitanii. Very low quality. 14%, 9%. Let's go with a 14%. Same with Odica. Huh. Ah, rats. Oh well. So, but Thessalonicica's reasonably safe. What I might do there is... Well, I was going to order a Barbarian, but I can't afford it. I can't afford anything. I'm out of money again. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to attack Kyrene. See, I told you this would be an exciting episode. One battle, one siege. Very poor quality, very poor, very poor. Very poor quality troops all around, really. The spy wasn't very good. The sinews of war are infinite money. Isn't that the case? Always has been, always will do.
If you can smell something right, that's your foes. They're scared, and it shows. But it's not a very
Dignified. You said that last time. You're just copy-pasting speeches from other leaders now. Oh, you know that clanging of bell, the clanging of sword and shield. Well, be careful, because all those Limitanii do have Pila. All of them. Yeah, Imperator. You all line up... You all line up nicely, like that. There we go. We'll put you across like that, and you over there like that. In fact, let's line up all of our cavalrymen like that. The only cavalry I have are General's bodyguards. How about that? So you can ram that, you can ram that. Let's move some missile troops there. And let's speed things up just a little bit. Hey, I don't take kindly to that. Firing burning arrows on my ram, that's the kind of thing I do. Archers, archers, more archers. Oh, we're okay.
Our soldiers are at the
Spearmen, spearmen. I can see what they're thinking. Hey, it's too late, the ram's already at the walls. Knock it off. So what I might do is move these people in there. I still can't believe how many bodyguards that Servius Executioner's got. So it's like he's a factionaire or something, but it's not. The factionaire is in Tarraco. I checked. Right, you're taking casualties. You're taking rather a lot of casualties. Either that or you didn't start with me. Who's the mad one? I think it might be him. Let's send old Looney Tunes over here to have a charge in. Hope it is him. Herennius Corpulentus. I know his name, but I can't remember what he looks like. Which starts, I'm not usually very good with names. Ooh, do you see those arrows going over the back there? Smashing. I would charge in. Yeah, go ahead. Let's go. We can run these archers down fairly quickly while the spearmen, who should really be guarding the archers, are busy running off.
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day. The walls are taken.
Well, Herennius Corpulentus is doing fine for a madman. Perhaps that's a benefit in battle. And wavering, I want a bit more than that. Oh, very good.
Smiled on us today. The walls are broken. Our troops should be ordered forward.
Right, that ought to take care of the archers. Firing missiles. I don't like the sound of that. Fortunately, that's a bit of a wasted shot. You're not really going to hit anybody like that. I tried it. It doesn't work. Oh, who's waiting for me over here? More Limitanii. Federati infantry there are waiting. Oh! You run in there and do something with them. And the committed tendencies can run in like that. Oh, and everyone don't forget to, if you can, fire at will. Only 2 people that can. But there are a good couple of people. Move quicker. Quicker than that. You don't charge into... Oh, actually, if it's Herennius Corpulentus, maybe you could. You can charge into the back of them. Or you can just split up so that they can take you one by one. Either's good. Now I would have thought that would have caused a rout. But that's just me being an old stick in the mud. With all these traditional concepts of morale and... That's better. Took a while, didn't it? Also, his pathfinding's terrible. Maybe it's because I'm on a huge unit scale. If I lowered the scale down to something a bit more manageable, I might not be having such a problem. Right, there's some Limitanii and Eastern Archers there. Maybe you can run over there and you can run behind there. Because I have a plan. It goes like this. We're going to take all of these infantry and we're going to march up here and cause a storm. Along with those 2 there. Now, Federati infantry are higher up the unit scale than Limitanii, but they're certainly lower down than General's bodyguards. Crikey. Speaking of General's bodyguards, well, it'd be nice if you could do a bit of running. I'm going to run down there and attack them. There's some more bodyguards there. Maybe they could run in and join in the fight. Particularly Herennius Corpulentus. Oh, he is doing. Oh, you can charge into those archers. Very nice. That's better. The balance of forces is even, is what I wanted to say. Let's move in the general to bolster the troops. Let's try and move him in behind. We're taking out. Yes! That's what I wanted. It always helps when you've got 5 generals on the job. They seem to be doing the job fairly well. Oh, when you get into... What formation are you in? Oh, you're in loose formation for some reason. Right, now comes the more detailed bit. We're going to have to take all these... It's going to have to be an infantry battle because they're spearmen. And the spearmen with no hope of running away because it's the city square. So we just move everybody up like that and speed it all up. Good, right. That's fairly painless. Speedy too. Pretty sure something should have been done about that. And the music changes abruptly back into the marching songs. Committed tendencies, they should be fine. You just hang back a bit while you wait for your comrades. Eager, winded, fresh, warmed up. Got a whole spectrum. Huh. You're taking flak from somebody. Don't know quite who. Oh, it might be from them. There's no need to rush. Let's do this nice and quietly and patiently and plodding out, methodical. I think that's the word I was looking for. And you lot can all put yourself like that. Just somebody that was in loose formation. Whoa! Run! I didn't want that that was too sudden. Didn't you people read the script? Anyway, it's a testament to just how bad Limitarmy AI infantry are. Listen, I'm hardly losing any, and this is with Federati, who are hardly like, you know, the rock stars of the Roman army. Yeah, these are Federati infantry that didn't know how to find a door last video. And yet, here they are, they're just ploughing straight through. Spearman on spearman action. Let's show nice dynamics of like what would happen if you pushed people up in melee combat. One side's getting pushed back as the other side pushes forward. That's always a very interesting thing to watch. They've been pushed into a corner. They've been pushed out of the square. Losses seem a bit high, but then again they are rather poor quality troops. There we are. Easy as. I wonder what the public order's like in Kyrene. Oh, it's terrible. Needs to be sacked. Why in God's green earth have you got a pagan temple when the majority of the... I've gone to Green Earth because it's a Christian temple, see. That's far better. Turns out there was no need to sack it after all. Well, who'd have thought? It's almost like I wanted the gold from it. God, have I no sense of morality? That's what years of playing strategy games has done for you. Retrain you. In fact, let's go nuts. Let's retrain everyone. And let's recruit some peasants. Wonderful. And next term we can deal with them. So we're making gains. Now got the money to buy a boat. Sacked an entire city to buy a boat. I hope they appreciate it. What kind of walls have they got? Large stone walls. It's not the famed walls of Constantinople that were so good it required the invention of cannons to break them. The invention and the clever use of cannons to break them. So we'll talk with the Roxolani. Got some trade rights. How about some map information? Well, I think they got the better part of that deal. Still, it's good to know that the Roxolani haven't hoarded. They're doing just fine. Is that the Sassanids on the other side? It is. Sassanids have been on the march. The Sassanid Persians are all on this side. They're what's theoretically supposed to give the Eastern Roman Empire trouble. Although it doesn't seem to be troubling them too much. Because they've found time to fall out with me. Everybody finds time to fall out with me. Right, if you spend a bit of time in there... You're not going to revolt while you're stuck there. Let's give him a tribune of the plebs. Actually, maybe not. You need a tribune of the plebs to keep order in Rome. Okay, what can he take then? Philosopher. Has he got a librarian already? Yes, he has. I don't know. They're all very useful. I don't want to lose any of them. You can give him a philosopher because you've already got more than enough management. Well, the management was within him all along. Seriously, he's only getting 2 from... +2 management from his retinue. The rest of it is because he's an expert natural philosopher, superior trader, very lively. This kind of stuff. Boring speaker, philosophically minded, understander of mathematics. It's wonderful. You couldn't ask for a better... could ask for a better emperor, really. So this is a long video, they all are, but carry on with the trend. I think I might just press the end turn button one more time just to see how it all comes out. Oh, they don't like me in Salamantica. What about anywhere else? They don't like me in Navaricum. Sucks to them then, doesn't it? You can hire a couple of peasants, that'll keep you busy. They don't like me in Iburicum. Don't know why not. It's because paganism's rearing its ugly head. Speaking of paganism rearing its ugly head, did you hear that in Iceland they've opened a Norse temple for like the first time in 1,000 years? Because the Nordic religion's making a comeback. The old Norse gods. Yep, they're making a comeback after a break of 1,000 years. They've reformed. Now, ooh, there's an army on there. Now, there we go. We've got a really sizable army on there now. They can't add to it because they're useless down there, and he's busy, and they're not particularly good either. Anyway, let's see what next turn brings. Well, positive. A Christian. No, it's a bit useless. Could you find somebody better? Vicus Alamanai. Who's Hengist? I don't know. Well, I'm glad you got that out of your system. Build some walls, keep yourself happy. And now I've suddenly got a decent amount of income, 15,000 a turn. I can start doing things with that. Salamantica grows. Isn't there somewhere else that needs to grow? Hold on a second. Carthage. Anywhere else? God, I hope not. No, but you can build some mines. I might recommend it at a later point. That seems like everything. Right, in the meantime, everyone else can build docks. Because I'm really big into the idea of naval trade now. Oh, they still don't like me in Cordoba. They never will. The problem with large cities, they allow for like interesting things to happen, like produce really good units, but the public management is just a nightmare. Crikey, could do with some paved roads. Athens, dock. Can anyone else build a docks? Docks? Any more docks? I'm all about docks. For all the good it does. My theory is that it'll recalculate once all the docks are built and it will make a fortune. Very nice. Where's Vicus Alamanai? About time. Right, how are things looking on this front? I say, since they seem to have let the guard down, let's have a couple of those and one of those. While we wait for things to happen in Campus Friesi, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be training all the troops in there. Perhaps we should move some of these nice and highly trained troops and move them up to Marcus the Gambler. 3 turns. In the meantime, what was it? They were going to produce archers, those horsemen, and those infantry. That seems reasonable. Huh. Well, the hordes are always arriving. Well, they got to Sirmium and they found it's already been sacked, so by the looks of it, they're given up. It's open, they try to attack Salona again. I always like it when that happens. Oh. Well, you've not picked up any retinue yet. Or indeed any useful traits, but we'll keep you there. It works on a percentage chance basis, doesn't it? I mean, you've got a Ludus Magna. Is that the best academy we can get? Yeah. Just simply having generals in there, they will just pick up excellent retinues and excellent traits, management and like influence and all this kind of stuff.
Ready to sail.
Let's move him across over there, the corrupt one. Want to sort out that army there. I can't rest while he's just sitting there. Swivel-eyed. What is with this army? Got him as mad as a box of frogs. Him with his swivel eyes. He's also been a veteran gambler. He hates strangers and is of doubtful loyalties. He's fine apart from his amoral swine. And him. This Leah's alright. Knows his wines. Oh no, he knows how to farm. He's got a wine steward. If only we could all have a wine steward. Let's keep him there then, because he's reasonably useful. But we'll send everybody else down here to deal with them. Now, we can't be leaving enemy armies behind in our rear. Decimus Executioner's got a siege engineer. Good. Nothing much seems to be happening this turn. Perhaps that's the cue for me to call it a day. I don't know, what time is it now? 10:15. When did it start? About 9:20? Something like that, 9:30. I just want to see if there are any Goths, no, Huns about. They'll be somewhere up here then, because the Burgundians have apparently taken this area over here. And, well, if they're up there, they're not down where I am. This all seems rather carefully managed, all these hordes. Neighbouring regions, 10%. These Greek places. Now, Constantinople's Christian. Salona's Christian. If I was to get rid of those two temples, and put a Christian shrine in instead, and the same here, awesome temple to Sol Invictus. Seems like a bit of a waste. In fact, it really is. Let's keep everybody happy. Just while they're going through the transition. Now the fact that everybody around them is Christian should help sway them to Christianity without dragging, what's his name? The God Squad. Spurius Flavientius, or whatever his name is.
Ready to sail.
Well, that's totally Christian, and yet like 5 turns before, it was entirely pagan. They just enjoy being unhappy. Fortunately, that extra 5 happiness you get from law, that'll help. It'll also reduce corruption. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day now because I can't see anything exciting happening in the near future, and by the time I've got it all set up for something to happen, we'll be on to an hour and a half. So I'm going to call it a day here, and join us next time when we'll be eyeing nervously the Sarmations, who are looking more and more like a spent force. I can't help but feel rather sorry for them. I don't know, where can they cross? I don't know, they kind of boxed themselves into a corner. The Vandals, they're eyeing up somewhere, I just don't know where. The Greeks, they've got themselves... useless. Well, maybe he should find a different vocation. Now, what about when I want to march over to Constantinople and take it, because it's part of the victory conditions. See, there's Constantinople, he's supposed to take it. But also, if I hop everyone onto a boat and sail the boat down to whatever it's called, Crete, that's the one, I'll get a city with loads of trade links, and we'll all be very wealthy. In fact, look at all those trade links going there. 734. That wasn't there before. All these trade links over here. Oh, it's wonderful stuff.
Ready to sail.
They need to hide there so they can't get attacked.
General, aye, Captain.
I'm getting distracted. Yes, the end of the video, that's right. Yeah, we'll deal with that on over there next time, along with that over there and this over here. Alexandria over there, that's next in the North African campaign. Anyway, I will see you next video, and on that rather anticlimactic kind of thing, see you later.